We've spent 4 rainy but really wonderful days here in Seward, Alaska. It was raining when we arrived from Homer. It rained just about every day we were here, and now it appears it will be raining as we leave. But it was a wonderful visit, and we just cracked the surface of this quaint little seaport town. We'll definitely have to make a return trip here one day.
From Florida to Alaska, from the East Coast to the West Coast, join Jane and Steve celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, traveling across North America in the Cool Nana Coach, their 27-foot Freedom Elite Class C motorhome, as they visit the many beautiful points of interest in all 50 United States on their golden anniversary adventure.
Back in April, we made reservations for a camp spot at the City of Seward Resurrection Bay Campground. This particular city campground has water and electric hookups, and much hype surrounds reserving a site months in advance. The campground truly is an unpaved, pothole-ridden parking lot. It seems to rain all the time, so you'll find yourself needing to wear boots to stroll across the so-called campground. But if you are fortunate to reserve a bayfront row site, the view of Resurrection Bay at your feet, literally, and the surrounding mountains above make it more than worthwhile. There is virtually no management on site, and we saw several RVers stopping off late in the day and spending a night at open sites, unregistered, and taking advantage of the hookups as well. More than one had to move late in the evening as the original registered camper would arrive to claim their site. We enjoyed a big surprise when John and Bridget Sailsoon stopped by our campsite to say hello. They had crossed the Alaska-Yukon border at Poker Creek right behind us, saw the lettering on our Cool Nana coach which noted that we had traveled from Florida, and they snapped a photo of us crossing the border. As it turned out, we crisscrossed paths unknowingly several times over the weeks, as we eventually did with several of the lower 48 RVers. After all, we all eventually visit the same points of interest in Alaska on our collective journeys throughout the 49th state. Waking up in the morning before 6 a.m. to see the shoreline and mountains encased in mist is a sight to see. With American bald eagles fishing right on our shoreline in front of us, and the small fishing fleet boats departing to the fishing grounds, provides a unique and enjoyable scenic ambiance. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to smash the bell and help us grow this channel. Jane and I visited the incredible Alaska Sea Life Center on Railroad Avenue, where the Alaska Railroad railhead existed until it was destroyed in the Great Alaska Earthquake. We saw an amazing collection of sea wildlife native to Alaska. Sea otters, spotted seals, short-billed gulls, puffins, ringed seals, Steller sea lions, Pacific octopus, salmon, rockfish, various invertebrates, The list goes on and on. An absolute must-see on your visit to Alaska for sure. Beside being the location of the Alaska Sea Life Center, mile marker 0 of the Seward Highway also marks the beginning of the Iditarod Trail. We got a somewhat dry afternoon on our third day and got to walk the famous downtown area on 4th Avenue to see the Brown and Hawkins building, the Gold Rush Bistro, Seward Ale House, and dozens of gift shops and restaurants with histories dating back to the Gold Rush era. We were able to scratch off another national park visit as we hiked the Exit Glacier in Kenai Fjords National Park. The views of the glacier and the surrounding mountains and forests were absolutely magnificent. We found the hike a tad exhausting, especially with the rain making the terrain quite slippery and the 45 to 50 degree temperatures quite cold. But it was well worth the effort getting up close and personal with the beautiful Exit Glacier. We make it a point to eat out at least once during our stays at our base camps, and in Seward we decided it would be for cheap beer and lousy food. And that is exactly what the Salmon Bake restaurant offers on Herman Lira Road, just a couple of miles outside of town on the road to Kenai Fjords National Park Exit Glacier area. It's only open from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., and we found a large crowd waiting to be seated and served. After a 25-minute wait, we were seated and enjoyed a delicious meal. Jane had their famous broiled sockeye salmon dinner with a carafe of Pinot Grigio, while I enjoyed their special of the day, a perfectly grilled medium rare hand-cut 12-ounce ribeye with a tall, cold glass of Alaska ale.
Turn left on South Harbor Street, then take the first right.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to smash the bell and help us grow this channel. Well, our time visiting and touring the city of Seward, and for that matter, our 12 days on the Kenai Peninsula, has come to an end as we depart Seward to travel 240 extremely scenic miles north through the Chugach National Forest, Turnagain Arm, Anchorage, Palmer, and Wasilla to our next destination, Talkeetna on the Parks Highway. The tidal bore is a tidal phenomenon in which the leading edge of the incoming tide forms a wave of water that travels up a river or bay, reversing the direction of the river or bay's current. It's a strong tide that pushes up against the current. Turnagain Arm has the second largest tidal swing in North America. It can see tides as large as 40 feet and is only second to Bay of Fundy in Nova Scotia. These incredible tidal swings also create another magnificent Mother Nature feat, the Boar Tide. A boar tide happens when rapidly rising tide waters are forced up, forcing a raised front and creating one big wave. The Turnagain Arm Boar Tide is one of the largest in the world and can climb 6 to 10 feet and travels 10 to 15 miles per hour. Turnagain Arm's geographical features make it quite unique. For starters, it's the most northern boar tide in the world, and only one in the United States. Second, it's the only boar tide bordered by high-rising mountains, providing an incredible backdrop to the awesome wave. Third, the narrow, shallow, gently sloping floor of Turnagain Arm allows the big wave to build slowly. Because of this, large wave surfers from all over the world come to Alaska to surf this boar tide. Turnagain Arm draws its name for a British explorer James Cook, who was forced to turn again when the waterway didn't hold the fabled Northwest Passage during his 1778 voyage. The Seward Highway hugs the dramatic shorelines of Turnagain Arm, arguably one of the most beautiful stretches of highway in America. Chugach State Park's 3,000-foot mountains jut up on the right. On the left, the sprawling, sometimes 4-mile-wide flats of Turnagain Arm seem to stretch like a plain to the opposite shores of Cook Inlet, where mammoth, sloping mountains abruptly stop their flat expanse. Each turn on the road reveals another scenic wonder. Well, we have arrived in Anchorage, where the old meets the new, since the construction of a new Seward Highway meets the old Seward Highway. We'll drive up the new highway, bypassing most of the city of Anchorage to the end of the Seward Highway, where we turn east on 5th Avenue, continuing on Alaska number 1, now designated as the Glen Highway, which will take to the Nick River, where we turn north onto the Parks Highway, Alaska number 3. It's another 80 to 90 miles to our destination for today, Talkeetna, where we'll visit the town and board the Alaska Railroad Hurricane Turn Train for an exciting whistle-stop trip through an area accessible only by train and inhabited by modern-day homesteaders as we continue on our Golden Anniversary adventure.